Welcome to the Life Leader podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Celeste, and I'm here for you, a heart-led entrepreneur, a life leader that wants to create a better world through your gifts. And enjoy your life while you are doing it. Lovely to have you here. Hi there, light leader, wonderful being. Welcome to this episode that is all about how to become a confident light leader. And yeah, I am recording this episode from Australia. You that might have followed me, listened to earlier episodes, know that I was going to move to Australia, and that have happened the last, I think I came here maybe 5 days ago, and a short check-in about that. It's pouring down rain here in South Australia, in Victoria right now. It's so rainy. It haven't been so much rain in like 10-15 years. So I really came from autumn in Finland to, I don't know, it was meant to be spring here in Australia, but it feels like autumn. But yes, I know that the summer will come, so I have hope. And I hope all and everyone is good out there. But yes, I'm sitting here in a house surrounded by the eucalyptus trees, and it's a road down here, and I can really hear the rain pouring down. And the road is a little bit louder when it's wet. So if you hear some noises, it's just the rain. Yes, so let's dive into this episode that I'm so thrilled to share with you, because this is something I myself have to come back to over and over again. And it's about confidence, and it's about authentic confidence. It's about how to be a confident light leader, a confident entrepreneur. And with this, it doesn't mean that we sometimes shouldn't not feel insecure or unsure, or always have our shit together, that we should be confident in everything. No, it's not that I want to share with you here, because to be unsure and insecure, it's not that's always that it should be wrong, and that it's something that we always should avoid. No, because especially when we learn something new, when we step out of our comfort zone or face our fears, we might feel a lot of feelings that don't make us feel confident in the moment. And that's totally okay. It's normal. And seriously, many times really healthy. And when we allow ourselves to feel all these feelings and then work ourselves through that, we can also more easily build up our confidence from a more stable foundation in that specific area. So, for example, I have now migrated from the Nordics to Australia this last week. And I don't feel confident about a lot here in Australia yet. And that's okay. I'm observing, I'm learning, and I allow myself to be where I am right now. I'm observing all the different rules and behaviors. So just take driving, for example. The driving here means driving on the other side of the road than I'm used to. So it's healthy for me to feel a bit unsure and insecure about this stuff initially, because it makes me pay more attention. But of course, I do strive to be a confident driver here in Australia. Since, it's not safe to drive around unsure all the time, and it's not comfortable either. So, yes, I strive for being confident there. So I want just make a heads up before I start this episode and dive into this topic, because to be confident is not something that we immediately always have to strive for. We have to let ourselves to feel insecure sometimes, unsure, and that's okay. So the same thing is then with our business. It is, when you might have done a training or just have taken a certificate, then, when we are at that stage, we often don't feel confident immediately to go out there and sell our service. We might feel a bit nervous the first time we do something new, like when we, set our price, when we have created a new package, coaching package, or a course, a workshop, or give a treatment for the first time. But for every more significant step we take in our business, we might feel a bit challenged. We might feel a bit unsure and insecure to start with. And that's okay. But we want and need confidence in our business. And this is an ongoing work that is important that we do practice. Confidence is like a muscle we need to exercise if we want it to be sustainable, stay there on a longer term, okay? So to work on our confidence as an entrepreneur, a light leader, is crucial to have more flow and fun and to become more successful. So confidence is about believing in yourself and what you have to offer. If you do not believe in what you are serving, how will someone else then believe in it? So just think about that. And if you believe in what you are serving, but you do not really believe in yourself, then that will shine through, and people, they will feel that, and they will have harder to trust you. And for people to buy what you have to offer, they need to trust you. So your own level of self-trust will determine how successful you will become as a coach, entrepreneur, a light leader. But confidence is a word in itself worth discussing, because you might have seen a confident person that looks like she has all her shit together, but when you scratch the surface a bit, you can find a very insecure person underneath. Someone can be very confident in a role, but when that role is taken away, an insecure person with low self-esteem and self-worth comes through. So we need confidence that is not only surface-based confidence. So I would call it maybe authentic confidence, like that deeper level. We need to know that we are worthy in our core, no matter how many or few clients we have or get, no matter how much or little we have in our bank account, or how the last launch went, or how much or little experience we have in our field, or if that person said yes or no to us when we had a sales call. You are worthy no matter what. And when you know that, challenges and obstacles will not hold you back. And this is the self-confidence I'm talking about, with a strong self-worth. And that is an essential foundation for a sustainable confidence, self-confidence. It's based in this self-esteem that is just like in the soil has this self-worth in it, where it all springs from. So yeah, that's where the word self-trust comes in. That you trust whatever happens, you can return on track, you can relearn, you can shift, you can transform, you can choose again, you can grow. But how do we build this authentic self-confidence with this deep level of self-worth, self-trust and self-esteem? How do we do? Okay, so to explain it shortly, we need an ongoing process doing it. It's not that we do it once and then we have this unshakable confidence in all that we do all the time for the rest of our life. No. So it is like a muscle, as I said earlier. If we build up a muscle and keep using it, that muscle will sustain, and we need less maintenance than if we train it, let's say, every second month, not so often. We forget about it and just going into our old habits and old stories that we are not worthy or we can't do this or whatever. So we have to keep up with this. So there's many ways you can work on your confidence as an entrepreneur, but I have laid out 7 tips to help you to build this strong confidence. So the first is actually to observe and be aware of your role models. So confidence can take so many different shapes and forms. And which type of confidence do you admire in people? So let's take me, for example. I admire those who have the confidence that is very warm, connective, and empathic. They see and acknowledge other people and still can be very firm with boundaries. They know their worth and how they can serve people. And they don't take on other people's shit, they don't take things personally, and are there for those that are open to receive, and not the people that are there for complaining. So ask yourself, what kind of confidence do you prefer? Who are your role models? And what of them would you like to cultivate more of in yourself? What of these kind of characters, these personality traits would you like to cultivate more of in yourself? The second tip is set up goals. And I know goals can feel a little bit intimidating sometimes. Having clear goals, I just must say that to work towards having clear goals can increase your self-confidence a lot if you do it the right way, because goal setting can be magical, amazing, make you really leap into where you want to be, and it can also be intimidating it can be, not good for you if you do it not in the right way. Because sometimes we set goals that it's about that we expect to reach something within a very short time frame, but it's a really put really much pressure on ourselves and can then lower our self-confidence if we take it personally, if we don't reach that goal. So we really need to be kind to ourselves when we set our goals and when we step out of our comfort zone and when we grow and expand. We need to allow ourselves to be in the process and take things step by step. Only then we can set big goals and take us to the next level, okay? So no matter the result, if we see and acknowledge the step we have taken, our self-confidence will grow since we see where we have come and become on the journey towards our goals. So really set yourself up for goals that are, sometimes they say, smart, that have that sense of realistic time frame in it as well, and where you don't put too much pressure on yourself. Okay, the third tips is feel how you would like to feel if you were confident. Because self-confidence is an embodied state. So you will not reach it if you can't feel it inside you, into your bones. But you don't have to be totally confident to start to practice how that can feel in your body and in your emotions. You can already now remind yourself of times when you have felt confident and how that has felt. For example, what happens with your posture when you feel confident? You might feel more relaxed and carry yourself more straight in your posture. Yeah, try it out. And your tone of your voice might change. It might be lower, and your speaking might be slower. So feel how you would like to feel if you were confident and have a deep sense of self-trust. And when you do that, when you feel into that on regular basis, this will train your brain and body to get familiar with this state, and that will make you more able to access it more easily when you need it. Okay. The fourth tips is practice being the higher version of you. So we don't reach where we want to be, or we do it at a very unnecessary slow pace when we are stuck in an old, outdated version of ourselves. Okay? We are not where we want to be because we don't allow ourselves to practice the version of ourselves that we want to be. So when you have your role model and goals in mind and how it would feel to be there, practice what you would do, say, choose, and act if you were that person. So you can often be that person actually already now, just by making different choices than you usually do. So think about this. If you were that higher future person of yourself, you might send out that email now, or do that video, or set that price on your service. And it might feel scary as heck in the beginning, but the more you practice the higher version of you, the easier it will become. So yes, practice this, being this higher version of yourself. The fifth tips I have for you is let go of old stories of yourself. To more easily practice your higher version of yourself, you need to let go of that outdated story of yourself. For example, you might think that your shyness makes you unable to be in front of a camera. But this is just a story you create, or your mind is creating for you in your head. What if you can still have shyness in your personality and still be great on videos? What if your shyness is a charming part of yourself and not a default? What if you might not be as shy as you think you are? And that if you can create a new story about yourself, about this shyness or this person that you actually are. So you have a choice of which stories you keep telling yourself. Ask yourself if they are serving you or not. And if not, work on them to let them go and invite the stories about you that are empowering. Okay, so let go of old stories of yourself. And the sixth tips I have for you is to be in your heart. So when you come from your heart in all you do and how you look at yourself, you will naturally feel more confident. Because your heart, your higher self, will always give you credit for who you are no matter what. Your higher self doesn't connect your self-worth with how many likes you get on Insta, or how good you look on camera, or how much money you have on your credit card, or how big how big your audience is. So practicing being in your heart and coming from that space that is very, very simple, yet difficult for most of us since we haven't trained ourselves to be there. But this is the foundation for everything spelled self-worth and true confidence. So practice being in your heart. And the seventh and the last tips I have for you is to celebrate yourself. I can't emphasize with this enough. If you're not making time and space to acknowledge everything you are, do, and have accomplished so far, you miss seeing the golden pieces of yourself. We are all unique and have so much gold within us. And so often we are too occupied, consciously or unconsciously, by comparing ourselves with others instead of seeing and acknowledging the unique being that we are. So, to celebrate ourselves, no matter how many mistakes or failures we have made, it's essential, it's important, it's something you just have to do. Or you're really, really worth that. So there is always something to be proud of and celebrate within yourself. If you do this continuously, you will explore so much about yourself that you didn't see before, I promise you. And this, my dear friend, will help you raise your frequency, and it will strengthen your self-worth, and that will make you become a more confident light leader. So this and all the tips, take these to your heart, and you will be an outstanding, amazing, confident entrepreneur, a light leader. And that is what I want for you, because I know that you have a lot to share and so much to give. And I'm also here to support you. So if you haven't already, head over to my website, Patricia Celeste, without an E in the end.com, so you don't miss any offers I have for you there. And if you really like this, if this really gave you something, this episode, let me know. I love to hear. I respond on every email I get, so far at least. So I would so appreciate to hear from you. And share this podcast with others that you feel that also need this boost of self-confidence. Okay, I wish you a lovely, beautiful day here from rainy Australia, and see you